You know what I mean? But
Right.
you don't know he already sponsors for real. He got a 10-year contract, so it's like you won't be lit till around. You know what I mean? We got to make it look legit, so you won't be lit until
You won't be
maybe
lit to
5,
you
6
legit.
years from now, 3, 4 years. I mean, we keep you. You know, we get you an apartment, we set you up, camera, top groomers and handlers. You know, they come in different looks and forms. You know what I mean? So it's and then you know some of these big time YouTubers probably done had a man on man experience. So it's like
Oh yeah,
you
most
might be
definitely.
kind of a little thrown off with or not excited by the hot chick.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, they're having girl and girl. Look at this. This is a humiliation ritual. This is Aiden Ross and this other guy. His name. He's a big streamer with the blonde hair. That's his girlfriend. Literally, he loves. And look what she did. He said, "Can I kiss this girl?" That's his girlfriend, bro. Like, come on, man. This is what's considered normal nowadays.
See, I think it'd
Considered
be
normal.
writers. I don't think these Jack Doherty.
So, like, even though you're right, the goal is always like we've been talking about this for almost a year now. About the goal is, for us at least, we talked about our project, have our own servers, where our own where we can just talk what we want, without any restrictions. People get to see what they want, because YouTube's restricted. But that's the thing; everyone's watching YouTube, so I think it would make sense, no matter if you're big or small, to have some type of platform on YouTube, because they have the same goal that we kind of have. Because now Aiden Ross is like basically one of the top execs for the other streaming platform that's big, Kick.
Orchestrated. I'm calling
So yeah.
orchestrated. I'm
Mm-hmm.
calling. I'm calling cold-blooded manufacture. It's like degrees and masonry. You got to work your way up to a boss. You got to work your way up to a master man. So he's worked this way up, whether
Mm-hmm.
through rituals, parties, assignments. Ain't no way you just some dude online. Like, what's your talent with those type of uh professional positions used to require a degree or some type of certification, some type of training. You feel what I'm saying? Agents don't
Yeah,
just
yeah,
click their heels and be like, I'm an agent. Fucking even
yeah.
real estate agents can't just snap their fingers and say, I'm a like, you got to go get the licensing. So it's like, if that's what it took, it'd be somebody already qualified to be the exec for the company that Aiden Ross is doing now, right? But to put Aiden
Right.
Ross in it, it's a political move, right? You a lightning rod. You Drake.
It's yeah. It's so cold blooded that shout out to the family in the stream, to Provo the kid, uh, Provo, excuse me, and Shift. They're like, the stream's down, because literally, like, we were talking about like YouTube, how we need to get off YouTube, and like how these guys are like basically corporations manufacturing that shit. They try to strike us down because I think because I was playing, not because of the music, but I was playing the damn Aiden Ross from his channel, his YouTube channel, and that shit is heavily clicked up, right? With security, so they literally shut us down for a second until I took that off. And they said it's back up now. I think it's good. That's wild, huh?
I mean, I'm telling you,
That's
flat out.
crazy.
Like,
Shout out to the chat though. W's for the chat. On code.
man,
Give him
yeah.
props, dog, for that.
No,
So I would have been
100%.
yapping.
No, 100%. The chat is a part of the show. This is why I don't never, take the subscribers and the viewers and they are part of the show. I'm not the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just a
Yeah, you
part of
are
the
the
show.
show. Nah,
Hey, I mean,
okay, I'll give it
I'm
to
on
you.
stage. But
Yeah,
sometimes the audience are part of certain shows. Like the
true.
sitcom hit different without the laugh track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you need that laugh. You need that live studio audience to
Yeah.
make it Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? Or else you got
Mhm.
some bullshit.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with them. Like, that's part of the Banger Rot meme is, even if you don't have a YouTube channel, you're streaming, people go, W's in the chat, like L's for the chat, because they're so used to watching these streams. and the co-host is the chat. We could say,
Right,
you
right,
know, it's like they're the audience and the co-host. Like they're always talking to the chat, this, the chat,
right,
that. So
exactly. I mean,
it's
like you people that's on YouTube know what I'm saying when you say the audience is part of the show.
mhm.
Like we get it. People drop the link. You get your comments on the screen. Like you can come on stage. I can't jump on stage at Saturday Night Live and do my little 2 minute bit. You know what I mean? And then go back in the audience. But on this channel, this show, you could come to the mic, be like, man, whatever, whatever, and go back in the chat, and you're a part of the show. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Let me also too. This guy Harmony Kane. I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Kids. Remember that movie that came out back in the day?
sound familiar? Yeah.
Is that one? It was like from the early '90s or late '90s or mid
Oh, it
'90s.
was like
Like a
grimy. It was
document.
like,
Yeah, very grimy. It seemed like a documentary.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was gutter. Yeah, that was. If y'all ever
it
seen
was
that, go
gutter.
catch that. That was the epitome of kind of dark corners of the '90s.
Right here, let me see. Well, the director of that movie, Harmony Kane, who also directed Gammo. That's a classic too. Where Kids was about the city kids, Gamma was about the hick kids from Midwest, where small town where there was a tornado, right? And you know the famous scene with the Belly where they go to DMX's house, they go to Tommy Bundy's house, and they're like, "What you check this out, bugged out." And it's that kid, get his fucking ass, fucking rabbit.
Oh,
I don't know. If you,
that's Gummo.
that's Gammo. That's Harmony
Gummo.
Klein, and yeah, and he said something very very interesting about the state of what's going on now, and with the streamers and Hollywood and all that. Let me show you on code. Tell me if you can see that.
No, I
Can
don't
you
see
see that?
nothing yet. Oh, I see
No,
it
okay,
now.
you see it. Yeah. Shift the one and only with the comment. YouTube is like a sensitive Karen. Absolutely, bro. So it says Harmony Klein says Hollywood is losing creative minds to streaming and gaming. IShowSpeed is a movie. This is one of the most cutting edge, avant garde American film directors, saying this. So he
Wow.
said he made that movie Spring Breakers. That was a crazy one. Yeah, with Gucci Man. Yeah. So the Spring Breaker filmmaker thinks that film industry should be more accepting of other types of entertainment led by youth culture, like streaming and gaming. What's happening in Hollywood is you're starting to see Hollywood crumble creatively. It's like they're losing a lot of the most talented and creative minds to gaming and streamings. Like IShowSpeed is a movie. Kai Cenat is a movie. He said at the Venice Film Festival press conference last week. Yeah. So he said they're a movie, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, it's what is a movie? It's a production. It's
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cameras, it's investors, it's directors, it's right. It's the machine behind Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the people in the industry got slick ways of telling you the truth. You know what I mean? They got
Right.
roundabout, subtle ways of telling you what's going on. So yeah, it's a movie.
It is. Yeah. I agree. He said he then pointed out how young people go other places because movies are no longer the dominant art form. Streaming is always they were the dominant art forms, but nothing is linear anymore. Meaning, like yeah, linear, congruent, right? It's not congruent. It's like they're doing something over here, and then they're showing the ending first, and then going back. Literally, how YouTube videos start, right? They show you the most fire part, which is usually at the end. They show you a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of it, and then they'll go right to the beginning of the video. Yeah, that's not linear. It's almost like a dream, like how when we dream, it's not linear. But if you are able to decode it and move this shit around, when you wake up, you can kind of figure out what it was trying to tell you, right?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
even when you think about the movies, like, I got some geek and some nerd, and you know what I mean, about me too. So for those of us that watch those Star Trek and people that break down the Lord of the Rings series on
Mhm.
Amazon, shit like that, Marvel, right? We all know what I'm talking about. Those uh content creators that do the movie reviews and the almost and kind of like the red pill reactions of the Barbie movie and the Snow White
Mhm.
movie. We like it's a trickle down, and it's like some of these dudes be uh sponsored, right? The production. I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? And maybe some people in the chat know who the fuck this is. The Critical Drinker, right?
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if that
he's good. I watched
it's
his review the
good,
other day about Batman Joker, too.
right? It was, the new Joker movie supposed to be trash,
He said horrible, right?
but you see how the content creator on YouTube kind of can plug in and sway through their reactions, like how Siskel and Ebert used to do. I give a thumbs up, thumbs
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Yeah,
If the
yeah. I was about to
You know
say
what I
that.
mean? If the
Mm-hmm.
critical drinker, for example, be like, this shit is bullshit. You know what I mean this is it's trash. That's gonna keep people away. I'm like some people be like, well, I don't even want to go. I'm not gonna waste my money. The reviews say it's trash. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely gonna keep you away. Even me, even though I wanted to see it, and I already just by looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. And because the first one was so good, Joker was so good, and then I heard his review, I'm like, damn, it must be really bad, you know. And someone who does like a super fan for the Joker movie, they'd be like, "Fuck this! I ain't gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch Kai Cenat in IShowSpeed play linked together or whatever on the stream instead of that." Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
will
that's
probably go watch the Joker anyway because I just like the first one so much, no matter what, and I'm a hardhead. But yeah, Critical Drinker definitely is a major influencer. These guys are major influencers in what they do. You know.
but
Um,
this is the definition of like 3D propaganda, right?
hmm
It's all the way down to like you said with the fever dream kind of the way we scroll, right? YouTube's not really a scroll like they implemented YouTube Shorts, but all the veterans know YouTube wasn't your TikTok 5 second scroll, 5 second scroll. You usually scroll till you see something you like and you watch.
hmm
You know what I mean? When you see sometimes in the comments people be like, I hit play so fast, or you know what I mean? As soon as I saw the title, I jumped on it. Like those type of uh content creators get those kind of reactions, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. They get it like right away. Like this man, right? I think Neon is live right now. Supposedly, now Neon's a guy who was just a friend of. He was a streamer who, when he was a little kid in junior high, he faked his own death and said he was gonna die. Said he died. Went away for a couple weeks and came back. Got a whole bunch of subs. Aiden Ross found out who he was, and then he was known as the guy that talks trash and shits and like just has a foul mouth and racial slurs. And mind you, I think he's like an Indian Muslim American kid. Ironic enough, and he's the one that called Adam 22 a cuck, all that to his face, and now he's one of the biggest. He's probably one of the most hated streamers,
I
which is
mean,
a hard thing to do because there's so many like pieces of garbage like Jack Doherty and him. But he was manufactured. He got cummed up by Aiden. You know, Aiden. So this is what
mm,
he's doing. This is Neon. This is live. Check this out. I just put this up right now. Holy crap! This is crazy. Mind you, I just put this on right now. This is what they're showing right now on Neon stream.
If you had to pick one person to kick out, who would you say? So I'm gonna be real right now.
I wonder where
I
their
know
mind is.
that I didn't stay the night,
Yeah.
and I take full responsibility. So if I have to pick one person, I would pick myself. To be fair, because I feel like it's fair to leave like my spot to someone that's like fully like invested and wants to stay here and like, does not have a problem staying like in a room full of people, and maybe like I'm kind of taking the spot of someone who could shine more, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But if, other than you, if you had to pick someone else, who would you pick?
Let me think. I like everyone. That's hard.
If you had to, like,
Yeah, so this is so he has a cloud house, and there was this big thing last week where he had all these like streamers and stuff. He even had Gorlock the Destroyer. You know that one? That one that looks like a man with the long hair, the fat dude.
He doesn't ring a
If,
bell.
if you saw it, looks like disgusting. Did you see that? The got the the booty. Yeah, this is what it is. And the cloud house is just Neon's cloud house is just like the normal cloud house, except he has like some of the most degenerate people on live, younger people. And then and I don't know if it was manufactured or not, but his filming crew that had cameras all over this mansion they rented out, like they just left in the middle of the stream on the second day. And he was begging them to stay and stuff like that. And it has to be manufactured. He was saying that he paid them $1 million to stream. So yeah, it's pretty much. Oh, there's Gorlock right there. What do you think? This is. You remember seeing her, him?
Yeah, the
Check this out.
trans
All right,
guy.
we're doing a little kick out thing, you know.
A little house cleanup moment.
Yeah, a little house cleanup moment. Do you feel like your spot is on the what's the word called? Is on the do you feel like you're on the auction block right now?
I feel like no one's safe, but I'm gonna be honest.
Which is the truth. No one is safe.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Keep him. All right.
See, this is, she be bouncing around to whatever podcast and this one. And
That's
that
where she
one.
got her start. Yeah, that's where he got his start. Yeah. Straight dude.
My Neon is a plant. Tate is a plant. Mr. Beast is clearly a plant. Like that motherfucker.
Mr. Beast. Well, when you say plant, what do you exactly mean?
I mean, it's who we want in position, right? Who we will work with, right? Who we gonna put the ad dollars behind? Who we gonna invite out to the party on the yacht? Who we gonna sign contracts with, right? Who we gonna not censor, right? I mean, we know how these things work. See, like, let me give a shout out to an old conspiracy content creator, Yash Kara. I don't know if y'all in the chat or maybe people watch this on the playback. Go check out Yash Kara. YASH. I think it was like QARAH. Yash Kara. But he used to talk about the end. He was talking about Diddy. Like, hold on. Yeah, let's put some respect on his name. He was saying Diddy was Diddy before R. Kelly shit came out. Yeah, we got to get some respect to that, because he was saying Diddy was Diddy. But I just say that to say, like, they don't put that same energy behind all other channels, right? It's usually just reactors and, like, what would you call these dudes? Like pranks, I guess. But they go to the grocery store and bump. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or the world, I mean, pranks and stuff, but what they're doing is called URL, right? In real life. Right. IRL, whatever. Yeah.
That let you know, you feel what I'm saying? Come on now. I don't know. I'm convinced it's I'm okay. I'll give you another example why I think it's a conspiracy. It's like the music industry, basically. all the celebrities down here, from your
Mm-hmm.
comedians to your athletes to your actors to your everybody down here.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Everybody not on Facebook doing shows, right? Everybody not on OnlyFans where they can get the money. Well, I got a show on OnlyFans. Check out my podcast, OnlyFans. Like, they trying to muddy the water. They knew that this was where the truth community was. We weren't on Facebook heavy. You know, this was kind of
Yeah.
like the outer layer of the dark web where the people that was in the weird shit like computer hacking or doomsday prep. You feel what I'm saying? That wasn't like the known with the Instagram community. Like those you taking pictures. That shit didn't resonate with doomsday preppers and bunker enthusiasts.
Right. There's something going on, man. And this is I'm playing this video that you this dark secrets of the
and retain control.
They gave somebody a $2 million recording budget. In a $2 million recording budget, they wanted to book a studio every day for 6 months straight. The manager for the artist said, well, if it's $2 million, oh, we finna save some money. We about to take about like 60 to 70,000. We gonna build our own studio. They said the label told them, we won't approve of any place that we don't already pre-select, which means you can't take the budget and go do it a cheaper way. The place they ended up having to basically settle with, it was a mansion in the Hollywood Hills that had a studio in it that they paid $3,500 a day, running through that artist's
That's
budget.
100.
The label and
35,000. They say 35,000 or
the person
3,500.
who owned the crib, they paid
You listen to this?
away. The place they ended up having to
Yeah, I got
basically
what you
settle
heard.
with, it was a mansion in the Hollywood Hills that had a studio in it that they paid $3,500 a day, running through that
$3,500.
artist's
That's
budget.
100.
The label and the person who owned the crib, they got a relationship. That's
saying-
almost like money laundering. You're making sure that artist's budget go to the person you with. You're saying they got a big budget, but you won't give them the budget that they could do what they want.
Giving the illusion of control by dangling a big yet unobtainable number in front of your face.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right because if you're really like trying to look out for the artist, you would just rent a house for them. You already have a house that they can stay in.
That's
Be like, hey, it's our house.
That's what these content houses be. That's
And
what
the cloud
X
houses.
was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This tactic also bleeds into the underhanded trend of labels flattering their artists with gifts, which, while appreciated, can act as a distraction from what's really going on in the accounting. From Birdman gifting Wayne Bentley coupes and Rolls Royces in the years prior to Weezy revealing the millions in unpaid earnings that they've withheld from him, to Summer Walker, whose original 2017 deal with Interscope gave her a pitiful 15% royalty rate, being given a G-Wagon by those very same bosses, labels are happy to give you all the trappings of lavishness on their terms. When in reality, they should simply pay artists adequately and allow them to make whatever purchases or financial decisions they choose. But, as we're learning, the labels will employ any tactic they can to keep things lopsided, even if it means immorally tying young men and women up in legal knots when they've likely never seen a contract before in their lives. Although there are many ways to do this, one that's become particularly prominent in hip-hop is providing artists with the same legal counsel that advises the labels, thus ensuring that at every turn, they'll act in the interests of the massive firm, rather than the young, impressionable creatives. For a contemporary example of this, look no further than Migos' recent high-profile lawsuit against Damien Granderson. Filed in 2020, Migos alleged that Granderson cheated the group out of millions of dollars, accusing him of glaring conflicts of interest, and also accusing him of betraying Migos when he failed to disclose the complete nature of his relationship with Quality Control. DJ Boost Brian Z. Zizza noted that he was the very same man that negotiated their first ill-fated deal with 300 too. In a deep dive into the situation on the Joe Budden podcast, former co-host Rory Farrell, who previously worked for Sony as a marketing manager, cited the situation as a clear-cut example of how when it comes down to it, Migos' family ties with QC or not, the deck is always stacked against the artists.
I don't care if you have the biggest single on earth. To a lawyer, you are not more of a higher priority than a production company or the label that you are.
Okay, and sure, it bleeds over to the streamers nowadays, which are they literally use the same streaming. So
Well, see, that's why you.
no matter how big you are,
That's why you
Yeah.
see a lot of rappers doing pods now, right? Joe Button, Yachty, Battle Rap got the Mav Hoffa. Like Mav Hoffa recently turned Illuminati, right? He had a podcast. So I'm telling you, they doing these streamers just like they put these sponsors. See it's the jargon. When it come to labels and getting the contract, we our antennas go up. You sold your soul, woo woo woo. When it come to these content creators, it's sponsors. You signing a contract with the sponsors. So you don't think they gonna weigh in on the content? You don't think they gonna weigh in on, well, look, I'll rent the mansion, I'll set up the equipment, I'll have people write the skits, and I'll get the actors and whoop de whoop. You feel what I'm saying? All you got to do is, do this, do that. We're gonna run these ads on your shit. We'll get the bots to run up your views and
The
subs.
bots.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
true.
of bots, you got the dead internet. It's a theory. It's a phrase going around lately called the dead internet, where they saying that a lot of this shit is AI and bots, and we can't tell the difference, but
Dead internet, huh? That makes sense because a lot of these people, they have such big numbers, and then when they go on the stream, you don't see them. You don't see them at all. Yeah.
I mean, think about
We're-
it. If we could buy subs and views on this level, right?
Yeah.
What you think these streamers that got 1 million subs, you know what I mean? What they could buy, ad revenue, they could bring in other sponsors. They get collabs with other celebrities. Like it's so clear what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We saw Diddy on the podcast with an ex-rapper, right? That clearly said it was going on, but you got a door, you can go to gate door or the sacrifice door. Nori, right, said that on Vlad. Diddy was on his podcast. Diddy goes on Sway's podcast. Diddy goes on the Breakfast Club. Like, it's right there in your face.
Yeah, it's in your face, and they even expose each other. But the thing is like the guy that's exposing them, they want to be part of that clique, and a lot of them are jealous because they're not getting up to that ladder, that door fast enough. So they'll act like, oh, I'm going to expose this person, but they want to be part of it. Like this Floozy guy, he would love to be where Aiden Ross was. He almost was, because at one time he was pretty popular, but he's not gonna get to that level. Listen to this. It says Floozy exposing Aiden about association with the Illuminati.
G7 is basically like when you join the Illuminati, you're like part of the special group. Come on, the Illuminati you went to last year before they let you stream with all the celebrity people and stuff. Remember that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking. I'm not a streamer, man. You know me. I'm an engineer. I don't know what you're talking about. You know.
And then they play into it though, like they're just kidding and stuff. But it might not mean necessarily something as like Eyes Wide Shut, where people like Aiden Ross went into this meeting with a ritual with these people wearing the mask and stuff like that. He could be just them making the big business deals behind the scenes with these mega corporations, and it's just that normal people don't see what's going on. But don't get me wrong, they could have these parties later on, but they have to be plugged in with these big businesses.
But see, this is the thing. As I'm gonna bring up Yash Kara again. We know from prior research that when these old wrinkly white dudes want you to sign this contract, they want hand job, BJ backdoor, like they not something like we know they used to call it the $40 million, $50 million club. Once you get up in them M's, if we coming to the table and we gonna put them M's behind you, 20 million, 10 million, 50 million, you don't think, come on, man. They just doing good business with the streamers, clean business.
Mm-hmm.
We know how shady every level of, elite, from BlackRock on down. We know these companies, Sam Walmart and Disney. We know. We seen how Disney was pushing the agenda, so we know the companies is on that type time. But when it comes to the streamers, we don't associate it with them.
Yeah, but it's just so new that people aren't putting two and two together. But this has been going on forever. Listen to this. This guy.
G7 is basically like, well,
no, not the TikTok.
G7 is basically like, when you join the Illuminati, you're like part of the special group.
Terry Crews testifying.
The assault lasted only minutes, but what he was effectively telling me while he held my genitals in his hand was that he held the power.
In Congress.
The person who did this was he was the head of the motion picture department at my own agency. He says he was drunk. He said he was under, he wasn't himself. And I immediately, the first reaction was to be violent. And I immediately held back.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you?
Senator, as a black man in America,
say it as it is. I think it's important.
You only have a few shots at success. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have seen many, many young black men who were provoked into violence, and they were in prison, or they were killed, and they're not here. A lot of people don't believe that a person like me could actually be victimized. And what happened to me has happened to many, many other men in Hollywood. And since I came forward with my story, I have had thousands and thousands of men come to me and say, me too.
Think about that, my brother.
Well, that was kind of what I was kind of just saying. When you in the entertainment,
What the?
Like in the Hollywood industry, when you sign the contract, even like after you sign, they might get to playing with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like look at Hassan Kane, right? So Aiden Ross could sign a deal, Mr. Beast could sign a deal, Jake Paul could sign a deal, Fresh and Fit could sign. But after you or before you sign that deal, we gonna play with you. Now think about it with Terry Crews. If they jump out there with you and you do what he doing, you think they gonna keep doing business with you? You think you gonna stay on top, or you gonna be Cat Williams talking about, they doing little, Greek ritual shit, on the outfit.
Yeah, they want you in, and it's like literally we have proof that they're getting these streamers too. This is Kai.
What the?
Hey, I was just wondering how you been.
What you mean how I been? Like what you mean how I been?
Ever since that day,
Ever since what?
Ever since that day, you've been acting distant.
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me.
It's not me. It's you. Like, ever since I said, friends though. Like, it's like you don't really want me for real.
But you just told me. You confusing me. Like what?
You know what? Okay. Let's go to the back right now. Don't tell nobody. You know, I've been feeling you for a while, so I feel like there's a way for me to show you.
Oh! Hey, listen. I'd rather do this at the crib type.
Ooh, you want to do that? Okay.
I mean, what you trying to do? Like, you got that on your knee. You trying to suck some W.
Oh, I thought that man, that was trolling, bro. I thought he literally got.
Yeah, they be trolling. They trying to trying to throw you off the path. You know.
I got so discombobulated. I thought that was gonna be a Diddy party. Like he got the invite. That's what the thing said. That I bounced myself out the stream, bro. Shit. Yeah, that was supposed to be. He got invited to the Diddy party. Well, that wasn't the one.
He did get invited though.
He did, right?
Yeah, you will see when he got his invitation.
Yeah. Oh, Ice Spice invited him, supposedly. She's another one, huh?
Man, Drewski, all these dudes, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
They really want him to go to this party.
Send it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the after party tomorrow?
Yeah, you wanna come?
I'm in there.
I just got the flyer because I was just about to send you the flyer.
What? Let me see. Send it. Duke tweet. Oh my God. Let me see. Why is this not working? Matter of fact, I literally should stay away from this.
I sent it to you.
Thank you. Yeah, the after party tomorrow?
Yeah, he went to the Diddy party, huh?
Man, they got one where he got the invitation. Where he like,
oh, you got the invitation? Okay.
Like he got the.
Has Kai Cenat been to a Diddy party?
Kai Cenat, yeah, he's been to a couple of my parties. I'll give him that. He's a cool kid, got a lot of he knows how to get a crowd going. But like I said before, my parties ain't for just anyone. Kai's still a relatively new player in the industry, so I don't usually have him on my guest list. But hey, I like to throw a bone to the up and comers every now and then. You feel me?
That's AI. That has to be AI. Because look at the language this user.
Kai's still a relatively new player in the industry, so
Yeah,
have him on my guest list. But
I was telling you about bots and the dead internet.
Yeah, right. That's the dead internet right there. He likes to throw a bone to the up and newcomers to the internet. And like, I get it. He's trying to be animated because all the best streamers are, right? But do you see how long his mouth has been open?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. That's a soy boy face times 20, dog. This is it, man. New minstrel show. Look at him. His mouth is still open.
Oh, fuck no!
Okay.
Was he laughing?
Damn, Kai Cenat. He's happy probably though. Well, you know he would love to go to something like that probably. I mean, that's when you know you made it in that circle, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even with the minstrel show, it's kind of like the propaganda machine that we see, because the first 50 years of the minstrel show was blackface. They wasn't allowing Chicken George and all that, tomfoolery. It was guys in blackface and drag, right? That was the minstrel show for the first 30 years, decades.
Right.
So it goes to show, in all these different entertainment fields, when it come to video games, when it come to Marvel, and when it come to pods and streams, we just don't associate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there though. The information is out there.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. But you're right, it's been around for so much so that even I found a clip of Dorothy from the Wizards of Oz doing it. The girl next door, Judy Garland.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. This how she's standing all bow-legged.
Oh, I come from the south, from way down south, where the corn and taters used to grow.
But this goes to show how
big,
weird
elegant
look how weird you. Nah, he was like outside. He like ran out the fucking hotel. And he tell the story of like how this police came to
just as many people were stopping me to take pictures with me as they were with him. He's a sharp kid because he noticed the age difference. He noticed the age demographics. But the powers that be look at my demographics and see that my analytical data goes from 13 down to 65 plus. Not many streamers and platformers have that range of an audience.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Because what do you say, 13 to what? 50 something or 60? 13 to 60? That's good. Whereas Aiden Ross is probably like 10 to, I don't know, like 26 or something. Yeah.
Right.
13 down to 65 plus.
65, that's huge.
My audience would never sit and watch Aiden Ross. His audience
Right.
will laugh at me all day long. But if we partner together, all of my billion TikTok views, all of my 2 billion Say Cheese Tea views, all of them would come over here to kick. And we would conquer the internet with these two, and we got great chemistry, like George Jefferson and Archie Bunker, all in the family.
That's kind of true, huh? Yeah. Wow, that was a good show, too, on many levels.
In modern day time. Except I'm Archie Bunker, the black dude. Look how times have changed.
Yo, yeah, you flipped that? You remember that show, All in the Family?
I hated All in the Family.
You hated it?
I wanted them to do so many, like, you know how they killed Kenny on South Park? I wanted them to knock Archie Bunker ass off every episode. Knock his ass off. I could stand All in the Family.
Yeah, I mean that was the point, to show you like that racist dude. But the interesting thing is about it is as the show went on, you saw how the dude just got worn down, and because of the times were changing, he was kind of forced to say fuck it. That's the way it is. I have my ways, but I'm still gonna, like, he kind of like integrated almost.
Yeah,
in a
like
sense.
That's the equivalent of coming in 7th place in the Olympic race, and they doing a documentary where you the star of you was like the last guy to cross the finish line. You know what I mean? So it's like you're Homer Simpson, you're Al Bundy, you're the that was kind of when they went into that stereotypical oath of a dad, the kind of numbskull, like I remember the Goldbergs, that like the idiot dad, the Fred Flintstone dad.
Well, yeah, I guess you could. No, I'm trying to see that with Archie Bunker, because maybe the others around him may have seen him like that. But if you watch the show, his wife was the one that was an idiot, literally. Like Edith, she was an idiot, and but even her being an idiot, she was a very kind person, you know, which showed you that even though she was stupid, nobody can like disagree with that she was way more likable than him, because he was like the crotchety old man and stuff like that. But I thought it was a fascinating character study, because you get to see the typical racist American racist, like maybe watered down. So they're even addressing that shit because I think the Jeffersons wouldn't even got its start if it wasn't for Archie Bunker. It was a spinoff, right?
Well, I think so. I think I always thought the Jeffersons was a spinoff to like Good Times, right? Of that like
No.
trying to
It was
make it, then when they finally made it.
well, definitely in that genre, like where they're coming up. Literally, they left the hood and went to the penthouse on the east side. But I think, I mean, in an abstract way, but literally, the Jeffersons came from Archie Bunker because I think it was yeah. I gotta look it up right now, but I'm pretty sure it came from directly from that show. But anyway, Charleston White is more like Archie Bunker than because Aiden Ross is more the cool. Well, because maybe because he's saying he's younger. Is that why he's making the conversation the comparison?
I think he's trying to say because he openly racist and Charleston White got that shock value with the racist undertones.
Yeah.
That he the old man Archie Bunker, still stuck in the old times and the young people trying to pull him up to the modern ideology.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. But they're both racist in their own way.
I mean, but see, this is how do you react to racism, right? How do you react, right? If someone punches you in the mouth as a grown man, how do you react? You ball your fists up, you defend yourself, you may throw a punch back, right? Mutual.
Yeah, real life.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of racism transfers over into real life. People have lost their lives behind this racism. So the only natural response to racism is hatred in return. If you initiate with racism and a person, you know what, I ain't on that time, give me a hug, and they punch you in the mouth, now it's like, you know what, I don't care what race you is, we can shoot this fade out front of this bar. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, me and you, like most guys are be up for that.
Yeah, most people, or just get away from them. Yeah,
but you know how it is. Like, even the old propaganda, you had to defend the honor of your girl, down to the fucking old English slaying the dragon to rescue the princess. Like, it was always been a masculine idea to put yourself in danger to threats. You know what I mean? Firefighters and bodyguards and shit like that.
Yeah, the whole thing, the whole thing is funny though. The dichotomy with the George Jefferson and Archie Bunker. It's like George Jefferson he went to a place where not at that time not that many black families were living in that apartment, in the area, or had businesses like him. Right. So he was kind of angry because he was like, fuck this shit. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like it. Even though, I like, his status and all that, his money. And then Archie Bunker, maybe he felt like, man, I work hard and shit. I'm a white dude, but I barely got middle class. I'm barely middle class, So it's funny. Like, I think there was one episode where they came together actually.
But see, that's the thing. How does the white power structure work? It worked off slavery. Now it worked off economic slavery. Right, so every white person can't be rich. It's gonna throw the whole system off. So that if you're not rich as a white person, it's your own demographic power structure that set you comfortably middle class or trailer park trash. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't pull your bootstraps up and go against Google. You can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps and go against Elon Musk. And fucking Amazon.
Well, that's why you join the team and become a streamer. What these guys are trying to do. Even Charleston White.
Yeah, Charleston White.
And he's more like
Yeah, I think he Illuminati. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
say that. On Charleston
Yeah.
White is a
George Jefferson.
cold-blooded plan.
Yeah.
And enjoying the new money. Come on now. Perfect scenario, perfect combination. I don't know I'm being played on though.
Comment.
I'm genuinely there.
Comment from Look Within. I wasted my whiteness. Yeah, man. You should be you should at least have a G-Wagon, a house in Lake Tahoe for your winter house for skiing.
That's not how it works. That's what make the racism stance really a trick bag, because even under the racist structure of power, systematic, structure of power, they don't just let you in as an elite just because of your race, right? There's gatekeepers even for you. You may have a nice home you live in, Honda in the driveway, neighborhood safe as a motherfucker, right? But that's your ceiling. Under this, everybody can't just get through the door, right? Now, your dad may be a Freemason. Your great granddad might have had slaves. You know how this shit work. You know what I mean? That money trickled down, even down to ancestral relationships, right? We keep this money in house down to who you marry. You may marry a cousin to keep this money in the family.
Yeah. Most people don't. They're happy with that. The Honda in the driveway and the cool little ranch style house, 3-bedroom,
Yeah, I mean,
1.5 bath.
Yeah, it's like it's people beneath you. You know what I mean? It's people eating out the trash. It's people sleeping in the shelter. So
yeah,
if I can kick my feet up on the couch and watch cable, and
well,
this guy's outside shaking a cup, I fight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, people like Charleston White and even Aiden Ross, because supposedly he wasn't rich, and he was his mother. I think his mother was divorced, and she raised him and his sister, older sister, who's on his stream sometimes. And then, like, what the B system does want is, like, they necessarily don't care where you're from. I think nowadays it's more if you have that grind, if you're willing to grind for yourself. And they see it like, okay, he'll grind. If he's grinding like that for himself, if I offer him something, he's gonna grind for me like that and do whatever I want. So that's what's maybe different about back in the day, is like there's more opportunity for you to go on these upper levels if the beast system sees you're willing to go all out. So. Like they say, if you want it, you can have it, but be careful what you wish for.
Thinking I'm there for a streaming deal and to build a relationship with this kid to show him I ain't what I am on the internet. So within 10 minutes of being at the mall, we take about 5 to 6 pictures. All of a sudden I see this tall, the wannabe image gangster look. The dreads, the King Von dreads, the diamond chains, sweatpants, tattoos, the Nipsey tattoos on the face. I didn't know they started wearing the Tupac earring nose. So he immediately say, hey.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, yo, Prime.
You hear it?
This my uncle. He never say, hey, Prime. He never say, hey, Charleston, this is Prime. So I don't know who this dude is. I know he's in a threatening manner. And when I try to shake his hand, he said, nah, fuck that. So as I try to shake his hand, he didn't watch me reach in my pocket with the same hand I tried to shake it with. He was trying to play tough and scare me. And he scared me when he didn't shake my hand. He didn't scare me with the tough guy talk. He scared me when he didn't shake my hand. I became alarmed. So I immediately reached in my pocket and grabbed a weapon.
This is mace? Is that his mace?
Yeah, I think he pulled out the mace on him, but
a non-lethal.
But see, I think the deeper look is to show that this was scripted. Right?
Okay.
This was orchestrated.
When I first started Eve,
they're trying to scare him. They're like, oh, why don't you scare Charleston?
So nigga, they got it.
Right?
Well, he's saying when it's a setup, who set it up? You think Aiden Ross, a fucking great, storyteller or concept creator. Like, no. They don't be really having the talent. It be motherfuckers giving them to play. Like, so be like, today we shooting downstairs in the lobby. We gonna have the dudes from Chicago that don't like Charleston White. He gonna pull up, don't say nothing, don't blow it and say like, we know how this shit work. Come on, man.
Yeah, but let's see who, if he talks about who actually is writing the stuff. Then, if that's the case, yeah.
He would have gave them niggas the money, homie, without the pistol in their face. But what it showed me is these young niggas don't honor nothing. If I can slice your face, nigga, and leave a scar across your eye and your nose. It's a nigga named Anthony Ray right now, homie, one of the Hollywood rapists. A big old nigga.
Okay, I got one more question real quick. How do you feel about Shamar?
Who is that?
It's like this little sensation guy.
I don't even know who that is.
Hey, Shamar.
Oh, what the
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Oh, interview over? Huh? I told you don't bring
And now it's over.
What going on?
Okay, you don't play that gay shit.
Well, yeah, the video out there, you see they said Charleston White escapes Illuminati again. The first time was with Aiden Ross.
And I ain't gonna lie, shorty, you beautiful.
From the screen.
I don't see it. So,
And I ain't gonna lie, shorty, you beautiful.
let's see. This is the only thing that comes up. I think he's talking about it though right here. At least this guy's talking about it right here.
Yeah,
Hold on, this is a short one.
I thought Charleston White was with it for that, nigga. He showed that nigga he ain't with it for that. He said, see, that's why I'm saying he telling you, giving you game. Man, they were trying to get him.
Yep. That's what you said Friday.
They want to make sure he was on what they was on. Didn't I say it?
Mm-hmm.
I know that shit, bro. Straight up, bro. You don't think conversations that came a nigga way seeing what a nigga on? Ah, nah, he really on what he stand on.
What he stood up for that.
Niggas don't never call back. Man, we gonna hit your people, man. I'm gonna have my PR, my AR, we'll get it. I bet. Hey, anybody call y'all? I'm thinking they bullshitting. But then I had to go remember the conversations I had with these people and what I stand on. Nah, they don't. Some want that in there, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some that's what they, you know what they would that 10 million they was gonna give him. They want to make sure that he was on what they was on before he give him that 10 mil. That's why they never talk business beforehand. It always was the cameras on. We want to see if you can correlate with us like this on camera.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. It's like, let's see if you can get down with us. We'll talk business, but let me give you the interview. Are you down to do what we do? The the diabolical stuff or gay stuff or just garbage stuff.
That just show you where academics on. They just show you what a lot of these people that's getting these deals, what are they on? He said, I can't. That man was scared, homie. This man was really scared. That man like, man, I don't want that. I'm lying. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't know. I'm good. These niggas were trying to take him.
He had to fight back.
Man, that man was on the first about that joint. I would have been like, man,
Yeah, he was gone.
Man,
He was
bro, it's so wild.
Hotel, bro. And he was like, jogging through the parking lot. Man, they tried to get me. I wouldn't eat the food. I
saw that. Yeah,
bro, because
that's the actual stream.
When you get them conversations, we can fly you this, and showing you though.
Change your life conversation.
Change your life's conversation, and you like, nigga, my wife just sat in the bed, hear me listen to this conversation, like, nigga, they didn't send me money. I ain't gonna lie, to show me that they not playing. Man, this shit ain't a scam. What's your cash out? $450. I don't. Nigga just said $450 for nothing. $1,200 for nothing. That shit ain't for nothing, nigga.
It's real.
I bet. Now this is what I'm talking about. Nah, fam, I don't even rock like that. Nah, I'm cool. That ain't. Nah, I can't feed my. Nah, man. But you gotta think, man. this now, fam, this not that, fam.
They want your soul.
They want your soul, my nigga. Especially when you start getting motion and you listen. Pop Austin is my nigga. This my nigga. Do y'all know how much YouTube pushes us, fam? No cap. We real and we authentic. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but I ain't going like that because y'all was me and I'm y'all. I'm for y'all for real. Can't know. I had money before. I had that shit before. The only thing is, nigga, to take care of everybody that with me that believe in this shit. Because the only thing is, nigga, you can be a good coach, you can be a bad coach. You know what I'm saying? When you get people to buy into your plan, you know what I'm saying? When you get a record label and get young niggas to really tune in and get out the streets and really buy into your plan and see the motion happening, and they know they can be the same thing because it happened to you. First you was that nigga seeing the celebrity status you is, and they can get it just like that. I'm a Chip Kelly, nigga. The fuck you think I ain't?
Charleston White escaping the Illuminati.
Here we
$1
go.
period of money, cash.
Only 44 seconds.
I don't want that money. They gotta fuck you. And listen, Charleston White has escaped the Illuminati. They tried to put me in jail last night. How many police officers came to the hotel room? 8 to 9 police. They called the police on me, said, hey, man, you need to leave the premises. Trespassing, I'm booked trip. So guess what? I got a whole motherfucking comedy series of Charleston White surviving the motherfucking Illuminati. They were trying to fuck from the time I met this kid, Aiden, they've been trying to get this dick. When I met him, he had the transsexual. Come back, what's all they been trying to get this motherfucking Charleston White.
Yeah, they play that like probably like grab ass and all that shit. Yeah. Yeah, all that weirdo stuff. Yeah.
Academics.
That's what happens.
Academics. I even posted a video of academics at the Illuminati party.
Oh yeah.
Academics on that shit, man. It's you know, I got a saying. I've been saying this for about a year now. These celebrities is blocking the sun on YouTube. They stepping in front of the camera and they picture bombing us, right? They didn't grow this. They didn't bring these ad streams and they didn't bring the money to YouTube. The company saw something was going on over here and the companies came here. All these motherfucking streamers we talking about could have came over here, and if it wasn't no ad stream, it wouldn't be that heavy monetization rewards at the end. You know what I mean? A lot of that money is ad money. So if the companies wasn't over here and it was just fucking Lego geeks and Star Wars nerds, you know what I mean? Star Trek motherfuckers. The only views you get is people that was in your niche, people that was into what the fuck you was talking about. You see where I'm coming from? So if you streaming, what the fuck Kai Cenat and be streaming? Fucking video, like video games may have got them somewhere, but they be having like, oh man, it'd be like corny, goofy shit. Like it'd be kiddie shit. You really think about it.
Yeah, they put like fireworks in their room and set them off and. Just stuff that like people would do like at the sleepover for like junior high or something.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. One that one of our chatters talked about before. Is it already out?
Yeah, it's out. It's out. I was thinking about doing a review.
好眠留不住，益生菌新革命，来包好心情，睡眠好。
I see that. Oh, did you see it already?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. What is it on Hulu? I think it's on Netflix.
It's at Netflix, and yeah, Netflix. We're promoting your trailer, so don't block us. Oh, you have me to deal with. This is IShowSpeed before they were famous.
Like I'm ass at Fortnite.
Jesus
guys, it's Jason Bourne.
Over the past year, IShowSpeed has catapulted up the ranks of YouTube's most watched content creators and gone from only having a few thousand subscribers to 3 million, including earning 1 million of those subs in a matter of days. This variety streamer has become popular for figuring things out.
See that gay shit? He has 30-something thousand streams. 30 million subs. Yeah, now.
His own way. But just recently, that may have gotten him into some hot water with the folks over at Twitch, who did not take kindly to some of the comments he made to a female contestant on Aiden Ross's E-Date series, and they banned him from their platform.
Say if we're the last 2 people on Earth, and we had to reproduce to make the world continue.
No!
Reproduce with me?
No, because that means our kids will have to intertwine and then their kids, no.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
No, it's a virus.
Why did he get banned for that?
I guess he was kind of implying the R word.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That is this one's a virus.
This is like dude that was with them with the what we call it? In Brazil, that's him, right? This guy?
Yeah.
I think that's him. Yeah. Other streamer.
Well, I guess the good news for IShowSpeed is that he was never really a Twitch streamer to begin with. Want to find out how he fast-tracked himself to some truly monumental success on YouTube? Then keep watching our newest episode of Before They Were Famous to find out.
All these people. PewDiePie, they showed him.
IShowSpeed's real name is Darren Watkins, and he's generally believed to be about 16 years old right now.
Look at those eyes. That was an alien, right? He's like some type of mutant, huh?
Yeah, and some of these parents be really wanting to get money or be affiliated in the society. It'll be like, we're gonna put you in this. We're gonna support your dream,
Yeah, maybe his dad was more like that, but the little things I've seen, his mom used to tell him to chill on this shit all the time. There's like her on record like getting hella pissed at him when he's streaming, like tell him to stop doing that stuff. Because I don't know, maybe she didn't realize, how much money and status she could have got. Yeah. Or maybe it's an act. I don't know. I think it was genuine though. Watch, you'll see.
Now, having been
his
born
dad supposedly is very supportive of him all the time.
On January 21st, 2005 in the state of Ohio. I say generally because Speed's real age is something of a mystery. Most of the online community is convinced that he's still under the age of majority, but Speed himself insists that he's already 19 years old. I mean, who really knows though?
You don't believe me for real?
No.
Why?
Like, you just look young.
I'm 19. I'm 19 for real.
And also, if you were 19, I feel like you wouldn't be like, I'm 19. I'm 19.
I mean, like, I'm not like, I'm 19, yo. Like, I mean, like, I know I'm 19. I know I'm grown, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, what's your birthday?
My birthday is January 21st.
What year?
2002.
Hiding his age isn't the only thing that Speed likes to be coy about. He's generally hesitant to reveal anything about his past, including just how many siblings he actually has.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do have siblings.
How many siblings?
Think about, I forgot, I'll be honest with you.
There's a lot?
Yeah, it's a lot, but I forgot. No, it's not a lot, but I just forgot. I don't feel like counting my head. I don't feel like going back in my lower brain and think, you know what I'm saying?
Outside of his passion for video games and streaming, Speed has also spent some time playing football as a teenager and is convinced that if he wasn't currently in the middle of blowing up online, that he'd be working his way towards becoming an athlete.
Where do you think you would be without the fame?
I don't know. I'll probably still be playing football. I'll probably be like in my,
It seems like he's always all active too, huh? Jumping over cars and shit and trying to break the record.
Now, a lot of these dudes' background be murky, right?
Yeah, he don't want to say what's going on.
Yeah, I'll be playing football.
You was about to say something, but okay.
What I was about to say?
You was about to say I was in high school playing football.
First sponsor for today's stream is a streaming service in Taiwan. Yeah, that one. Okay.
But if it wasn't the gridiron that Speed was destined to leave his mark on, instead, it would be the good old-fashioned internet. I don't know, interwebs sounds weird, but I said it. Speed created his very first YouTube channel when he was still in grade school around March 2016. He'd wind up waiting another year and a half before he published his first video in December of the following year.
Yeah, most of these dudes started out NBA 2K, right? Aiden, him, Soul Illuminati, like all these guys, yeah? Did you used to play this game?
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, they had a little situation with Ronnie 2K, and a lot of the 2K community was like, it was a money grab. It's a lot of bad reviews from the 2K community. So 2K, I think, is one of those, you monopolize NBA Live. You got rappers on the game. It all makes sense.
Yeah, because the people that made 2K, they were the engineers that made software developers that made Live. They were just like, okay, let's start our own thing, and they made 2K. And actually, this is the first my online presence was actually 2K on Dreamcast. I used to play the 2K, but also the 2K college basketball. I used to love that, talking to people all over the country and stuff, and found a lot of racist people. I was shocked. That was my first introduction to the online. I was like, damn, bro, these guys, right off the bat,
That's what
crazy
that
shit.
Social. That's what that social movie was saying in detail of like racism been a part of the internet the moment people was in these chat rooms. Them private AOL chat rooms was kind of like today's Reddit, today's 4chan, where we gatekeeping who in here, so we know everybody in here is we're not going to offend nobody. We can talk how we want to talk. So that kind of was one of the seeds planted. You know what I mean? These back rooms, chat rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about it though, 4chan, it's like that's a whole nother beast because on the next level, because that's a private server. So they can really say whatever they want. Facebook and even Reddit, you only can say so much, even in the sub Reddits, because they even have community guidelines and stuff too. So, but as 4chan is on steroids in terms of supercharged racist stuff.
The 2K18 shoot-around clip. In 2018, Speed would try his hand at publishing a Fortnite live stream, which only ever managed to capture a few people's attentions. Following a lack of success in these early ventures, Speed stopped posting content and concentrated on football and school for a couple of years. It was only during this recent pandemic that a friend of Speed's...
His dad looks very young. Well, I guess Speed is young, that's why, huh? Yeah.
Who was also into streaming, convinced him to give it another try. And good thing that he did. Starting in 2020, Speed began uploading a whole bunch of NBA 2K streams, and this time, his channel really took off. By the middle of June 2020, he was averaging around 150 new subscribers weekly, and half a year later, that number was up to 1,000 new subscribers a week. Sensing that something special was happening, Speed's buddy, the one who convinced him to return to live streaming, stopped creating content of his own and instead focused on becoming Speed's manager.
Speed, how and why did you start your channel?
My friend, actually, and during coronavirus, my friend, he said, yo, bro, you need to stream, bro. He was streaming, so I tried to do what he did, you know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, stream, because I actually stopped. I was like in 8th grade when I first started, but I stopped. Yeah, it was 8th grade that I stopped. Then back in 9th grade, I went again. Now, look at me now, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm here now, you know what I'm saying?
So 9th grade, you started again?
Together, they came up with ideas to help his channel grow even further, and by April 2021, Speed had reached 100,000 subscribers.
Come on, bro. Like, these interviews are like, this give you enough. It's like, show us who the manager is, bro. Because if it's the guy I'm thinking about, that's still his manager today, the dude that does the camera.
See what I'm
like,
saying?
That's very important. What the hell, dog? I guess that's what we're for. We got to find out who that guy is.
This another thing I want to put in the fire. This another log on the flame is certain international parents want their children to succeed, and whether you wear a yarmulke or you wear head wrap in Africa, some of these parents is okay with the rituals and the ceremonies, right? If think about designer babies, right? Certain people have expectation for the child and will do what's necessary, like the same with 21 Savage and his mother following what's this guy?
The Nawabia, Dr. York.
Yes, right? You see what I'm saying? So you could
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, also too though, I think there are probably people who literally are okay willingly give up their children to as a sacrifice to the new Moloch 3.0, ritual sacrifice. Also too, there probably has where people their heart might be in the right place and they want to do better for themselves and their family, and they join these organizations or companies, talent agencies, not trying to hurt their children, but it's too late. Before they know it, they're in too deep, and then the abuse already started and stuff. I think that happens too, because shit can get away from you really fast if you're not looking at all the nuances and the detail, like an octopus.
We saw that with that series, The Boys, with Starlight, right? She got into the Illuminati, the Seven. She got assaulted by the Deep. The shit went on for a minute. That she was like, you know what? I can't. Do you know? People need to know what Vault doing. Like, this shit is fuck. People think it's glitz and glamour. It's some shit going on behind the scenes. So a decent person, a person with morals, once you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you make it to the big leagues, when you find out it's debauchery, Jordan didn't come out and say it's cocaine parties in the hotel room. You feel what I'm saying? Kobe didn't come out and say the refs is betting on the game, right? It's whistleblowers out there, but everybody ain't Isaac Cappy. You know what I mean? Everybody don't get to that level with the money and the Ferrari. And it's like, it's some immoral shit going on. It's kids at the party and it's blood in the cups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to pollute their own chances of stardom and money. They don't want to compromise that. Yeah. Shame.
Over the next few months, Speed's fans over on YouTube would start posting memes about their new favorite creator and upload them to TikTok. Now, one of these videos did show Speed freaking out while his fanbase trolled him in truly epic fashion by unsubscribing during a live stream just to get a rise out of him. And well, I can say that—
Oh yeah, they do that to this day. Like, he was in Thailand on the beach, and he had this thing where he was about to get 30 million subs live. It was like 29,990,000 something. And he had this these fire acrobats and stuff right by the beach. And it was like this epic scene as it went to 3 million. But as soon as he got closer to 3 million, like thousands of people were unsubbing on purpose. That shit was funny. Yeah. They're fucking with them. Yeah.
that it definitely worked.
Go!
See, like that.
Donated $1.
Go! Go! Stop, y'all. Stop, bro. Chill out.
When the clip hit TikTok, it wound up going incredibly viral and having the exact opposite effect. Instead of losing subs, Speed earned himself an astounding 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube in the last week of June, officially making him one of the fastest growing YouTube channels of the year.
Pause. There it is right there. There it is right there. So the people was trolling you. They unsubscribing by the thousands. By the thousands. I saw the numbers going down.
Yep.
Then in a week you touch a mill on YouTube, ironically. YouTube is Google. Google pays for its results. Some people don't know that. Those Google results aren't natural results. Some companies pay to come up first in the Google results. That's a cold-blooded fact.
Yeah. SES or something like that. You can you literally pay them and you'll go. Well, if you have a business account, it'll go above. Once you pay the Google business fee, you will be higher than if you didn't put it on your website or your business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They probably definitely fudge the numbers just like record companies do, right? They buy the album straight out the back of the record store, right in the back, right, to increase the record sales. But like you said, these companies are intertwined, so they can make side deals and stuff and fudge the numbers. Yeah. I can see how him freaking out when his subs are going down, when inevitably make his subs go up, even if they weren't fudged the numbers, because like the guy was saying, it's not just YouTube. Like he blew up. People saw their reactions on Twitter, on TikTok, and maybe even Instagram, and they're like, "Who is this guy? I never heard of them. This guy's crazy. Look at these people are doing it." And they just, they sub to him because there's always some chaotic thing around him. That's the common denominator with Speed. He's like Luffy, the Pirate King, his avatar. Look at his avatar. You would think that someone so big wouldn't be able to use the One Piece, Like One Piece would be like, "Hey, you can't use our avatar," but this guy's so big, and he's definitely a resonator with that energy of Luffy. I don't know if you know about One Piece lore.
That's the main character.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Yeah,
the Pirate King. Shift knows a lot about him. Yeah, he's like wild. He's like a fucking maniac. Very powerful. Yeah, and this guy's a maniac, man.
We did it.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of poetic that a guy named IShowSpeed would manage to find a way to speed run the YouTube algorithm. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's the joke. The big joke is he's been on speed this whole time. He seems like it.
Then his content is only.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Speaking of that, LeBron right there on the screen. That's how Aiden really blew up, because he was playing. He's playing this game with Bronny James, and then Bronny James put his dad on the phone on the live, and he was talking to Aiden, and then he blessed his stream, and that was it. It was over. The bootleg gatekeeper himself, right? Bron Senior. Yeah. LeBron James.
Increasingly more popular, like his attempt to win 81 straight games in honor of the late great Kobe Bryant, or even his recent venture into the world of music, including the release of his debut album called What Else? IShowSpeed. No matter what he's doing, Speed's fans have followed him everywhere, ensuring his continued growth and success. More recently, Speed has made the switch to Los Angeles, where he's moved.
Oh, here you go. Why do you hang out with other men with your shirt off in the same room?
Man, these streamer houses, what they call them?
He moved to LA. Look.
With the uber popular Twitch streamer Aiden Ross. In general, Speed's appearances on Ross's streams have only increased his level of fame all the more, but a recent visit may have blown up in his face. After showing up and participating in Ross's E-Date series, Speed was partnered with influencer Kosh to see if they were compatible. Well, in the pursuit of trying to find out more about one another, Speed took things a little too far.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
I will.
If we the last two people on Earth, who gonna stop me? You're not stopping me.
After Ash decided that she'd pass on the hypothetical idea of having kids with Speed if they were the last two people on Earth, Speed's rebuke of "no one's gonna stop me" was about as far from appropriate as you can get. And if I'm being honest with you, Speed, you kind of ruined one of my favorite Jay-Z and Kanye West songs. I'm just saying. Eventually, Aiden tried to step in and stop things from going any further, but by that point, the damage had been done. Twitch found out about what happened and banned Speed from ever showing up on Aiden or anybody else's Twitch account again for an indefinite period of time. And to be honest, it really doesn't seem like Speed is all that concerned over what happened, probably because he doesn't use Twitch himself. But at the same time, the history of YouTube is littered with content creators who took things one step too far.
Yeah, then now that's why they have Kick. All those guys went to Kick.
Escaping the Illuminati. Yeah, dollar period money, okay?
Yeah, they went to Kick. One more thing, I'll show you this shit. You seen his dance he does that he's kind of famous for?
Mm-mm.
Look at this shit. You ready? And Chopper's there with his boys, right? He's a rapper that's like he's like a bridge between the streamer shit and gangster rap, I guess, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think he'll prank too. NLE Chopper.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause remember he was Mr. Holistic New Age guy, right?
Yeah.
For a minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here you go. Watch this. Okay, here we
There's
go.
videos out there of him being like people saying he
Possessed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stay female, right? You see that shit? You never see this?
Nah. He basically did the drop it low, the butterfly.
he remember he's an athlete now. Okay. Yeah. Bruh, I mean he does it better than the girl, right?
Yeah, that was
because like even though that's funny, it is funny and stuff like that. They wouldn't be doing this. Well, I wouldn't think. Well, at least our generation. I mean, we like to have fun and laugh and shit, but we wouldn't. One of the homies wouldn't be doing this, right?
I mean, you doing a stripper move at this point, like
right? Yeah, but look where they're at. They're at Aiden's house. You see Aiden on the side right there? That's him.
It's the minstrel show. That was bad. That was. I'm uncomfortable. So yeah, man. Some of these dudes done been to the Diddy party. They done been to the secret party.
Maybe they wouldn't even. Maybe they wouldn't even do worse things. Maybe you didn't see nothing yet. The story time. This guy right here.
YouTube talent. Him and his buddy were both high-level YouTube talents on the up and up, and they got recruited in LA where they lived by a sort of like a Freemason recruiter guy who invited them to a special party that he gave them a letter and said, like, you've been noticed, our enterprise is interested in acquiring your talents, come to this party at this time, da-da-da-da. And he talked to some of his other creator friends and they were like super hyped. They're like, dude, if you get invited to that party, like everyone who goes to that party, their career takes off. Like, you're so lucky, you gotta go. So he's about to go and he talks to one other creator guy who like goes white, pale in the face when he shows him the letter and he's like, dude, under no circumstances ever attend that party. Do you understand me?
Never.
You do not go to this party. So he starts to get nervous and he tells his friend, like, I don't know, man, one of my other YouTube creator friends told me not to go to this party and he got like ghost white. I don't know if I feel good about this. And his friend's like, oh, stop being a wuss. Let's go. Like, let's figure it out ourselves. So they go to this party. They're all given these huge gold masks to put over their face. And he said, there's celebrities everywhere. There's people I recognize, other influencers, pretty high level influencers are there. And guy gets up and he's like, all right.
Drop the name.
Party is starting. Here's how it's going to work. You're going to go from room to room. You're going to participate in certain events. It's going to be great. And at the end, we're going to give you an opportunity to promote your career through our enterprise. So he said the descent begins at midnight.
Okay.
Oh, God.
The descent, huh? So basically, to make a long story short, he goes into rooms one by one that are representations of the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
The first room he goes into, I think, is like the room of like lust, and it's all these scantily clad women walking around and putting their hands all over you and like inviting you into these little rooms with curtains that you can cover up to do whatever you want to do. And he notices all these other people going right in and getting to work, you know, having orgies and stuff. And he's like super weirded out by it. And I think each room, you know, you're in there for like an hour or more. So there's like plenty of time to sin.
7 hours.
Yeah. So he's like, I started walking laps around the room to just keep myself moving. Because if I stayed still for too long, women would come over and stuff. And then the bell rings, we go into the next room, and it's the room of gluttony, and there's people in there with like caviar and all this expensive food, and they're just shoving it in their face, like grabbing huge piles of really expensive food and just eating it like it's potato chips, right? And so he tries to abstain from eating the food, and this guy comes up to him and says, hey man, I encourage you to participate in the festivities because a slow drip is better than a flood, and then walks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, was lust one of the 7 deadly sins? So yeah, we've heard those stories are like, yeah, it's like a normal thing now. It's a given now, huh? That's happening. But this guy's talking about in terms of a YouTube, the YouTube scene, huh?
Well, and that's the thing, like. Some people do YouTube because they want to be famous or they want to be rich. And if the powers that be pick up on that, those the people that come to that crossroad, like, how bad you want to be famous, right? Now, one of them rooms, it's all guys in the room, right? And it's, you know what I mean? So it's like, how bad you want to be famous?
Be like, I want to be famous, but come on, bro. I ain't trying to do not that bad.
Well,
I'll go on my own merit.
Go on your own merit. You feel what I'm saying? And if you get too big, we don't play with competitors. You feel what I'm saying? You're not gonna become a competitor to the market.
Yeah, that's why like there's really I don't know any competitors because it's not like I'm like, hey, on Code, did you see Connor Edwards stream that new age the decoder of the occult dude that used to be hip hop? No, there's nobody. Like right? It's all on these platforms. There's like no competition, yeah, that we know of. Shout out to Shadow Buddha. Shout out to the panel. Yeah. What's up, man? What's up? The big Shadow Buddha in the house, man. Yeah. Yeah, there's really no competition that we know of. Doesn't mean they're not out there. Look at this kid. Was he like a YouTuber or something? He was a Mason or something.
Almost at 1 million subscribers. Now, the other day, I believe it was yesterday, Corey posted this picture to his Instagram, right? Now, you might be saying, Kinfolk, man, he might just be doing the hand mudra, man. That's a hand mudra, man. He might just be channeling his spirits and getting his spirit right.
He has a Mason medallion on. That's a dead giveaway.
Right? Now, the interesting thing about this is not only his hand gesture, it's the fact that he's doing this hand gesture right in front of a Masonic Lodge. And he not only posted this picture to his Instagram, he posted it on his story and his regular post, right? And he puts the emoji sand as in the time is ticking. Well, not time is ticking, but something is loading. You see what I'm saying? Caution with the sand as if something is coming or something is loading. Now, Corey has just joined the Masons. He is now a Mason. And a lot of these YouTubers, man, a lot of these big YouTubers are Masons as well, man. Now, Corey faced a lot of backlash from posting this. He faced a lot of backlash from posting that, and it's actually gone. He faced so much backlash from it, he couldn't even stand on his decision to join the Masons. He couldn't even stand on it because he has now taken that post down. He has now taken it off of his Instagram. But you have to understand something. Once something's on the internet, it's there. People have already seen it. It's too late. It's too.
That's where you're gonna live.
Too late.
We're gonna live after the
People have
apocalypse.
already seen this. People have already
So he's a Mason,
seen this, man. They've already seen it. With you, he was also showing off his jewelry, and he has the Masonic logo on his chain.
This is my Mason piece. Don't gotta speak too much on that one. You feel what I'm saying?
So he don't want to speak too much on that one, but he did a video where he was explaining
This
his
is
jewelry.
what this guy's been about the whole time. Like his video from 11 days ago. Has was it have $300 million, $3 million on the thumbnail. So this is Mason. This is what we were talking about. Remember, like a couple months ago, when I would show you the Hood X stuff, and the Mason lit.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mason in terms of the Hood X is not just the upper middle class, boule dude, right? But it's also these young cats that their whole life is about increasing their status, like in a hood way. Look at this guy. Look how reckless this is. Let's check out the aesthetics of this car right now. He's driving. He has a bottle of Dos Equis tequila. Not Dos Equis. What's it called? Casa something. What's it called? He has a bottle of
Casamigos or Don Julio.
Casamigos right there. Look at this guy. It's open. Look at this guy. Yeah, he's definitely a Mason in all the terms.
Hey, listen, we're in church right now. You the first person I see
Remind me of
a fucking demon.
remind me of a young Pharaoh or something, huh?
Young Pharaoh.
Yeah.
There's another prime.
Their best life. This guy's like more like a Mason, like ghetto ass streamer, huh? Than IShowSpeed.
I tell you what, let's get the push up.
He's international, man. There you go. Yeah, so these are the guys. Yo. Yeah, so these are the streamers. This is URL versus in real life streamers versus Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood. What movies are trending right now?
I guess the Joker movie.
Yeah, Joker movie, right? Joker movie. Something called Wild Robot. The heck? I mean, I can't even tell you what movies are out. Joker, yeah. What he said. High Force. Ain't nothing really good.
No, ain't
Really,
nothing
it's
good.
nothing really good out, man. That's why people rather watch these streams. Remember, it used to be an event to go to the movies. Transformer 1, but that's been out for a minute. That was good. I guess Hellboy's coming out. You might have to decode that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hellboy.
So we should do a breakdown of all three of them because that tie into Hitler and the occult. That tie into a lot of the witchcraft shit that was going on. They had the Aqua Atlantis marine fish dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's Hitler loved this occult. The early supporters and foundation of the Nazi Party was they were heavily into the occult, the founders. And even though by the time Hitler got power, that society that was the foundation of the party, it dissolved. Those influences still like ran the party. And we have the chat, the StreamYard link in the chat. If somebody wants to come up and chop it up about what they think about, do you think that Hollywood is losing its number one status of entertainment, at least for young people, right? And in real life streamers like Speedy and Aiden. Do you think they're the ones that are actually a neon? That they're taking the torch? Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's a play. I think it's a propaganda machine. It's the minstrel show all over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely a minstrel show. Mantam, huh?
Mm-hmm. But more like, damn, what was those? It was like they had two famous white boys that used to do the minstrel show. I cannot think of their name.
Amos and Andy?
Was it Amos and Andy?
I think so.
It may have been.
Yeah.
But
that's why they got the Opie and Anthony. I think they got that they're playing. Well, no, actually Amos and Andy were actually black guys.
I thought so.
Yeah, but they're being like character pictures.
Yeah, it was
like
these
over
two,
the top. These guys,
yeah, it was these two skinny white dudes that was famous for doing them. They had like
altos. I'll look for it while you watch this. Oh, Freeman. You like that?
Oh, hello, folks. I was just over visiting my old friend, the Kingfish, and he's having his troubles again. You see, about 20 years ago, he bought this piece of land up in the country just outside of New York City. He figured that maybe someday the city would spread in that direction and he'd make a lot of money. Well, all this time has passed and he's still stuck with the lot. And when I left the Kingfish just a little while ago, Sapphire was calling that matter to his attention.
After 20 years, Sapphire, I'd think you'd forget a thing like this.
I still say you should have known New York City would never spread to your lot.
But how did I know the lot was in New Jersey? What I took for the delta of the Hudson River turned out to be McGinty's Creek.
Look, George, you're not a real estate man. You're not a businessman. And you don't know anything about investment.
Oh, is that so? You see...
Wow, that's I mean, at least they're in their house and she's saying that. I hope she didn't say that in public. So you can save face. You know what I mean? He's like, you're not this, you're not that. That's actually programming on white folks will be watching this show, huh? Oh yeah, they can't be a businessman or a real estate investment or stocks. It's stocks, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Their own woman saying it.
This is propaganda, right? This isn't, cutting edge screenwriting or This isn't tasteful art. You know what I mean? This is flat out mind control propaganda.
Yep.
This head here of mine, well, there's a lot of ideas growing in this head.
Well, if what's growing on the top is any sign of what's growing inside, it must be pretty bad.
This may be the start of like you were talking about, the saying that the husband's stupid and stuff. You know, this is a lot of their shows are like that because they even treat their own. The only one they really didn't do that was like maybe the Honeymooners, where the guy would always yell at his wife and stuff. You know, all that stuff.
You know, George, I wouldn't feel so bad about
Like,
it.
that's like a kid. You see him
But this
sticking
is
his
one
tongue
of the
out.
things you said would bring us security in our old age.
Well, honey, there's still hope.
Outside of the $50 we got from that movie company when they used the lot as a location for a picture, this lot has been a dead loss to us.
I still see that's valuable property. And someday they're going to develop that whole area with new homes. You wait and see.
As I was saying, George, we were counting on this lot for security. And I don't know what we're ever going to be able to do with it.
Well, honey, maybe we can sell it.
Well, you bought it, George. You sell it.
Hi,
Yeah,
Kingfish.
this seems
Hi,
like
Calhoun. What we got here?
Basic
Well,
shit.
Calhoun, years
Look at-
ago,
Hey,
I bought
Kingfish.
a lot up the country for $1,000.
It looks like this,
and it
Wes.
didn't pan
This movie. I don't know, this one right here.
It's kind of like Ready Player One, even with these video game content creators.
Well, how so?
Well, you remember they was, living in a regular lifestyle, and the virtual reality thing was basically like streaming or content creating, or streaming, gaming streaming, and the companies got involved. You know what I mean? The makers of the hardware and software got involved, and he saw that they were keeping people in squalor while running up enormous profit, and they was hitting him with the sellout tag. You know what I mean? For getting sponsored.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was trying to feed his family.
Well, see, and I hear that from people from time to time, and it's like, well, when someone steals your car to feed their family, you know what I mean, or when the mugger stops you at the ATM,
yeah,
it's like it's different ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean? So if putting bullshit out in the world just to feed your family, or doing emasculating yourself just to feed your family, it's like, now everybody can put that excuse in their back pocket. I'm just sacrificing this kid to feed my family for a better life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. An excuse is only like a little kid can do excuse, or I would say a woman, or just someone who's like, yeah, I mean, anyone that's like doesn't have integrity, women have integrity, don't get me wrong, but anyone that doesn't value integrity and showing improvement, yeah, they can use excuses. But some people just don't give a fuck. Like, what does it take to be a good thief or a scammer? One of the most valuable attributes is not giving a fuck, not feeling guilty about what you do. And I guess none of these people really feel like that. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, or they just have a good. Either way, they're getting through it. They feel the ends justifies the means. Yeah. Well, they don't see it as a big deal nowadays, which is wrong. Check this guy's out. The new Amos and Anthony. Amos and Yeah.
I've been thinking since you been. Let's start our own show. No, man,
shit.
I'm getting out. Professional football player.
Excuse me. Cough on the mic.
I've been thinking since you been. Let's start our own show. No, man, I'm getting out. Professional football player. Professional footballer? Man United. Striker.
Sweet baby,
Bro, get off Ronaldo's dick. You IShowSpeed from Ohio. The only thing that you striking is Messi hitting your mom. All right, so we starting the show. What the fuck we doing? I'm trying to fucking stop it! I don't know what the fuck is going on! Oh my god! Come on, boy! Catch up!
Okay.
I mean, come on.
It's all old tropes. Fear factor.
Yes! Mbappe, yes! God fucking damn it, bro! I wasn't fucking ready! What the fuck? Bro, ain't nobody gonna watch this? Yeah, you right. You born as fuck anyways, bro. Bro, you from Ohio. This bitch, you from the Bronx. Bro, fuck you. What the fuck?
On Rumble. Huh?
Scripted.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I mean, they just more so showing you, but this is what it's been. Production.
Well, yeah. Isn't the whatchamacallit that too? The reality shows since
Yeah, I mean Mona Scott and Love and Hip Hop and the Real World. Yeah, the people have come out and say like the storylines are written. They'll give you alcohol and then tell you they want you to. The person said "fuck you." They in the other room. They said "come fight." And you show up. And you like, I didn't say. You know what I mean? They just showed up drunk. You know what I mean? What the producers told me. You know, if you don't do it, we write you off the script. They want to pull funding. Man, we know how this goes.
Let me go. Look at this. That shit.
希尔斯以科学带
Talk
来
about
改
the Peter
变。
Pan syndrome. These guys.
Today's medical-centric topic is Peter Pan syndrome, when people just can't grow up. Peter Pan syndrome is a pop culture term used to describe individuals who refuse to grow up and take on adult responsibilities. It's a term.
You see his face? It looked like a speed face, huh?
Abilities.
Right?
Yes, MK Ultra.
It's a term that's been around for several years and is often associated with men who have difficulty transitioning from adolescence to adulthood. However, it's not just limited to men, and women can also exhibit symptoms of Peter Pan syndrome. In this video, we will explore what Peter Pan syndrome is, its causes, and how it can be treated. 1. What is Peter Pan syndrome? Peter Pan syndrome is a phenomenon where individuals refuse to grow up and take on adult responsibilities.
Kingfish was doing that in Amos and Andy. The tongue and everything. He was hella old too. He's probably like 50 something.
But see, that sounds like a mental illness, right? If you just refuse
it does.
to grow up, you know what I mean? That's like a Instagram alt-right delusion. Like the facts are in front of you, but you still choose to, be immature. It's no different than being a furry or, you know what I mean? Like a trans, right? It come off like a deficiency and not a superiority.
Yeah, it's a distortion of how they're supposed to be.
People with this syndrome tend to have a childlike sense of wonder, adventure, and freedom.
That's good. Childlike sense of wonder, adventure, and freedom.
That sounds
They
like
often
symptoms
avoid
of
commitment.
trauma. right? This sound also like some people with trauma, right? You get that broken psyche from trauma, and it's like, well, you know, I got these split personalities, or you know, I'm what they call it, stunted growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone who has sudden growth when they're in their child would have a wonder and awe about the world, right? Definitely. But for an adult to have wonder and awe of the world is a good thing if it's balanced with logic and discipline. But if you're stunted in growth, you probably didn't have discipline as a kid. Yes, that could be a dangerous thing for you.
Take risks, and struggle with emotional intimacy. What are the symptoms of Peter Pan syndrome? The symptoms of Peter Pan syndrome include avoiding adult responsibilities such as paying bills, working, and building a career.
Well, one thing those streamers they're building a career, they can say, but it's more like playing. They're playing, right?
Well, see, my argument is that the studios and the execs is telling them to, like when Kai and Speed did that commercial, I'm sure there was a director, right? I'm sure
of course,
there was a script. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's if you doing your own thing, like that's like a comedian having somebody write their joke, a company write their jokes. You'd kind of be able to tell, like that seems kind of unauthentic, right? That's kind of scripted, you know. But that shit that Speed just did look normal, like they just was acting themselves, which goes to show that they character been kind of, you know, you a New York Bronx kid. This is your lane. Don't get out of that pocket. Speed. Don't get out of that pocket. Stay in character. If you want to check.
Yeah, they did that commercial though. It was like a big trailer for their like a year or two ago, their live streaming event on Rumble. That was definitely scripted, right? But I think that's what happens though when you're on a commercial and you're a celebrity. You're at the whim of the director. You don't really have creative leverage. You're at the mercy of the director for the commercial. But my thing is like maybe the streams. I don't. This is my view. I don't think literally there's somebody telling them you need to do this stream like this and that. Because I think these kids, they were kids when they started and they watched so much internet that they kind of know what works and what doesn't. And they may have some people like advisors that are telling them, you know, this might work and that. But in terms of like scripted, I don't necessarily. Well, fuck, man. I think this is what it is. It's a merger of them being authentic and doing what they want. However, they have a parameters of like, we're gonna do this week. You know, see what happens. We're gonna do this and that. We're gonna put you in this situation.
You think the guy went viral a couple months ago for the guy he used to work for, Mr. Beast, and he was like, all that shit is scripted, right? Now, you know how these companies think. If Mr. Beast is the most successful and they script writing, people gonna follow that model, right?
It's obvious though his is scripted because he literally has like a Squid Games challenge or a supermarket ghost challenge, and that's scripted. But I don't think when he was younger, when he was reading the dictionary, like on a live stream for 10 hours, that's scripted. But I think he's definitely scripted. But these young guys, the only thing that may be scripted is like how you write a dope outline. Like we're gonna talk about this and that. I think they do that because obviously they have props. Like when Kai, he put all those fireworks. Now you keep getting me, bro, because it's hard to tell, man. I have to be honest. It's hard to
when a
tell.
songwriter, it's like when a songwriter write the song, but somebody else rap it or sing it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wrote the script, but somebody else acted it. So it's
Uh-huh.
like when let's say when a movie premiere come out, they'd be like the same people that wrote The Matrix and Terminator. It's like, oh shit, like you kind of feel like, oh, this might be good. You know what I mean? Same people that bought you Lord of the Rings and you know what I mean?
Yeah, do this shit the trendy way. First my money.
Shit, sorry about that. Trying to get the
Yeah.
vaccine.
You know what I mean? It's like the actor is playing out the script. You know what I mean? The ball players are running out the play at the whims of the owners and the coaches. So it's like they go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah. And that
like if
doesn't matter though, because like if it is all about you're looking from a purely entertainment standpoint, and not even talking about like in terms of the company that sponsor them making money, but from a purely entertainment standpoint, why I wouldn't think as for me as a viewer, I don't really it really doesn't matter to me if it's scripted or they came up with it or not. The point is it looks good, you know, just like a song. Like I don't really care if like Drake didn't write the song if it sounded good. You know what I mean?
well, and see, that's what they want, right?
Yeah.
They don't want you to care about authenticity or you know, and that way, you know, we not delegating who's a dope artist, right? If you getting people that's writing, so it's like they'll like have talent shows and take on casting calls for people that make beats and write rhymes, and you see how Drake do, right? He'll get with you, take on your cadence, take on your flow, and then move on, and you left in the dirt,
Yeah.
and we made who knows how many millions. So it's like this way of like, I don't care if it's a real apple or not, it tastes good. Like this road leads us further away from truth and authenticity. You know what I mean? Authentic shit.
Yeah, it does. It does, but you're using the metaphor of an apple. If you're just in it for the taste, like you want a quick fix, you don't really care if it's junk or not. But there comes hopefully most of what you eat, you do care, right? And you want to have it as clean as possible and as pure as possible. Same thing with this content. Like if I really do care about it being what I'm watching to be authentic and pure, I'm going to probably watch most of the content that's like that, or fuck that, cut out the middleman and make content myself and watch it. That way I know it's really pure. But then there's some time to time people just want to shut off and watch that type of content, like a sitcom, or in this case, the new sitcoms are these in real life streams. They just want to shut themselves. But the point is that young people, we don't know if that's all they're watching. Like as an adult, you can navigate and set aside a little time for brain rot type of shit, I guess. But the children are just doing it all the time, so much so that they don't really might not even care to seek out authentic content.
Well, yeah, that's what now. See, that means that all these thousands of kids that get inspired that start streaming, you wishing on the star now. Now your success may not come just because you put in long hours on the net, right? If they picking who they want and then making them popular, everybody can't. We're not gonna have we don't have 50 Kai Cenats. We don't have 100 Kai Cenats. You know what I mean? It's a small pool of big fish. So that's what I'm saying. Just going down this path, right, where we really could not take to these kind of cornball motherfuckers and gravitate to the people we want, the people we elect as entertaining or comical. then they forced to go where their demand is. But they just controlling supply and demand. This is this is some shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you need a parents. You need, for example, a mentor, or even just parents that are involved in what the children are watching and the teenagers are watching, or that can at least talk to them about it, about what they're watching, and show them like some alternatives of what's good, because this is how it is. This is the way it is, and I don't think it's gonna change. And it's kind of, speaking of Hollywood versus the in real time live streaming, it's always been like that. It's always been a few people that have made it to the start, to being a celebrity. The only difference is with this is that, like you said, people might get their hopes up a little bit more as being a YouTube star than they would a actor, you know, because there's like anyone could turn on their camera on their phone or their computer and stream. But it's just a matter of just being realistic about it and what you want to do. And my thing is, by bringing this up, this whole argument, this whole dichotomy, is the fact that just to let people know what the ear on the street is, that this is the new trend. If you didn't already know, you know, this is why people talk the way they do. They use the brainwash terms. It's because these guys are setting the paradigm of what the stream of consciousness is for younger folks, which in fact influences the older folks too. So this is just more like this is what's out there, and this is what's more and more, this is what's popular, you know, because a lot of boomers don't even know what's going on, man, or even care, I guess.
Yeah, this was dope, man. I think we really nailed it to the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Who's gonna be the next one? Is it gonna be Bodhiverse, my son? If it is, I would hope that he would stay independent, as much as possible, and try to do other things, because who wants to show their life online all the time for the rest of your life? Like, these guys are literally growing up with this stuff, and they're going to be probably locked into this what we call the Peter Pan syndrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Refusing to settle down in a long-term, committed relationship. Struggling with emotional intimacy and maintaining meaningful relationships. Taking risks and engaging in reckless behavior.
Taking risks and engaging in reckless behavior. You see that?
And see,
Let me show you this.
So while you pull that up, this is what I'm saying about these streamers. Do you think they're under Peter Pan syndrome, or are the execs and the contract holders like, we need you to wild out? You know what I mean? Like, academics even said it.
Nah.
Like, academics said he was getting paid by record companies to talk about certain albums and not talk. You know what I mean? Like, suppress. So that's going to show you that they're leaning in with the money. Like, we need more stunts. We need bigger pranks. We need more bitches.
Well, yeah, they know that. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I think these guys, I'm telling you, like, these kids they're smart enough. I mean, in terms of they know what's trending. They know how to get viral.
So that's what I'm saying.
More than those companies.
Do you think they under Peter Pan syndrome? All these, crash out kings and wild out pranksters and shit. You think it's Peter Pan, or do you think it's dollars and cents?
It's both. The ones that are successful, it's both. Their Peter Pan is what gets them to be, and what gets them the money, because they're staying childlike and new. And like looking at the world with awe. And this is the thing about what's so appealing about why Speedy was breaking records this last month in Asia, because he's never been to these countries probably, and he's a 19-year-old kid, and he's like literally wide-eyed with his big ass alien eyes. Like, you're seeing in real time him experiencing these things, which is authentic. However, the sponsors behind him, who know, they're probably into some weird shit. But he literally, when he's going to these countries, I think it is authentic on that tour. So he does have the Peter Pan syndrome, and the thing with him is like he's still relatively young, but it's not going to be cute anymore when he turns 26, and like he's doing this stupid shit like this, doing shit like this. You know what I mean? That's wild, huh? Fucking dangerous and shit. You don't think kids are gonna try to do this? Yeah. So yeah, I think but Aiden Ross, he's getting older, bro. He's mid-20s now, just about, or he's getting there, and he looks like an old man, right? So it's not cool for him. This is why he needs to latch on to people like Speedy and them. I think. Yeah, I think all these people have Peter Pan syndrome. Maybe even some of the execs, the young execs too. That's to me that's the fascinating part of it. How this sophomoric shit is so popular, and people can watch a live stream like for 7 hours of them just in front of their computer, like talking about bullshit and doing little kid pranks, but nobody wants to hear the history of alternative history of our galaxy, or even like some learn how to build a house or something like that, from scratch. Yeah, because that's too much work. It's not fun for them, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like social decay, man. Like where does this road end? Like it look cool while we in motion, but what's the next stop? You know what I mean? Where does this
The
end?
next stop is it's the beginning of a, like you said, social decay. You have to destroy before you build. Destroy the old before the new. Some people may say like it's just our modern civilization has come to a point where it was built on weak structure, so we have to break it. It's breaking down like naturally, so we can build up from it. Honorable Elijah Muhammad would say like the 6,000 years of the white man is up from ruling, and so this is what we're witnessing is that civilization breaking down for something new to be built. All other religions say it. Jesus is going to come back and redeem us, but before we have to go through this surfing the apocalypse motif and witness the degradation. It's just like the old is breaking down, the infrastructure is breaking down to birth something new. So I think it's a natural thing, even though the tools that are being used don't seem natural, but it's still a natural thing, and it's like the worst of times for some people and the best of times for others. So it's definitely interesting times.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Having a childlike sense of wonder and adventure. Struggling with impulse control and making sound decisions. 3. What causes Peter Pan syndrome? The causes of Peter Pan syndrome are not well understood. However, some possible factors that may contribute to this phenomenon include overprotective parents who shield their children from taking responsibility.
Maybe both of them are single moms. Maybe that's what the real issue about the single mom thing is, huh? People just talk about, there's not a dad there, but okay, what is the mom doing? Not to blame her, because she's doing the best she can, right? What she's working with. But that makes sense, huh? If your mom, for example, overprotects you, you're gonna stay locked into this, probably like this childlike way of doing shit, huh?
Yeah.
Trauma or a difficult childhood that leads to emotional immaturity. Fear of failure or a lack of confidence in one's abilities. Cultural expectations that prioritize youth and discourage aging. 4. How is Peter Pan syndrome treated? Treatment for Peter Pan syndrome involves addressing the underlying emotional and psychological factors that contribute to this phenomenon. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can help individuals with Peter Pan syndrome identify and change negative thought patterns and behaviors. This can help them develop healthier coping mechanisms and take on adult responsibilities.
Self-reflection, I think I'd rather do that one.
Reflection. Engaging in self-reflection and examining one's behavior and thought patterns can help individuals with Peter Pan syndrome gain insight into their emotional immaturity and work towards personal growth.
Which if you stream your life like these guys do 24/7 almost, that's a lot of opportunity for self-reflection, huh? But do you really think they're looking at it like that as a way to get better?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they look at it as a way to increase their Peter Pan ways so they can, be more popular streaming. Yeah.
Medication.
Medication, there you go.
Cases, medication may be prescribed to help individuals with Peter Pan syndrome.
Their medications, when you get a higher up, is like narcotics and pills.
Symptoms of anxiety or depression. Lifestyle changes. Making lifestyle changes such as engaging in regular exercise, getting enough sleep, and eating a healthy diet can help individuals with Peter Pan syndrome improve their emotional well-being and overall quality of life.
That's actually the best advice anybody can give for any situation, I think. So, yeah, man. So this has been the IRL streamers versus Hollywood, man. Episode 23, a righteous number, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, this was dope, man. I don't think nobody put them all together. Like sometimes you get this person exposed, that person exposed, but all of them with it.
Yeah, that was good. That
What you got
put
planned for
the
next
pieces
week?
together.
Right.
I guess getting finer and finer down, starting off with the influence, talking about the big picture stuff. Just getting it finer and finer down, talking about how it relates to what's going on here. So, maybe we talk about the school system. The big influencers, where they're influenced by not only by the curriculum and the teachers, but more so by the students themselves, who in turn are watching this stuff, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at some John Taylor Grotto stuff.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Right?
Yeah, man. So this was dope, man. I appreciate you having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. You make it, you take it to the next level. This surfing the apocalypse, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So what time you want to be back next week? Same time next week?
Probably same time. Same time. Yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Do the math on the school system and how it affects you, and what you can do. Maybe some alternative curriculums you can have for those little ones and for yourself as well. All right. So in the next time, in the coming weeks, we'll see you next time on the Surfing the Apocalypse. Peace.
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 Yo.